What if God decided to teach you faith by reincarnating you as a little girl and throwing you into the magical equivalent of World War I? And what if, instead of learning humility, you decided to climb the military ranks through ruthless efficiency just to spite him?
また戦場で
Welcome back to Anime Analyzer, and today we're reviewing one of the most unique isekai anime ever made, the Saga of Tanya the Evil, also known as Youjo Senki. One season, a movie sequel, and after 7 years of waiting, Season 2 finally coming in 2026. This isn't your typical isekai power fantasy. This is what happens when you take a sociopathic salaryman, turn him into a blonde 10-year-old girl, and watch her become the most terrifying military commander on the battlefield. Let's break it down. In modern-day Japan, a ruthless HR executive who fires people without empathy gets pushed onto train tracks by one of his victims. As he dies, he encounters Being X, a godlike entity he refuses to acknowledge. Being X, offended by the man's atheism, decides to reincarnate him in a world of war and hardship to force him to pray for salvation. He's reborn as Tanya de Gurachav, an orphan girl in an alternate world resembling World War I Europe. This world has magic, specifically aerial mages who use technological devices to cast spells and fight in the skies above brutal trench warfare. Tanya discovers she has magical talent and quickly realizes that joining the military is her best path to survival and comfort. But here's the twist. Tanya retains all her memories and personality from her previous life. She's a middle-aged corporate strategist, trapped in a child's body. Her goal isn't to be a hero or save the world, it's to find a cushy, rear-echelon position far from the front lines where she can live comfortably until retirement. The problem? Being X keeps manipulating events to throw her into increasingly dangerous situations. Every success leads to a promotion she doesn't want. Every brilliant tactical decision puts her closer to the front lines, and Tanya's own competence becomes her worst enemy as she rises through the ranks to become the Empire's most feared soldier, the Devil of the Rhine. The Saga of Tanya the Evil stands out in the crowded isekai genre for several reasons. The protagonist is genuinely morally gray. Tanya isn't a hero. She's a calculating, ruthless pragmatist who follows regulations to the letter while caring nothing for human life beyond strategic value. She's not sadistic for fun. She's coldly efficient. Reviewers compare her to Light Yagami from Death Note, and that's accurate. The military strategy is surprisingly detailed. Studio Nut clearly did their research. The series explores actual World War I and World War II tactics adapted from magical warfare, combined arms operations, artillery coordination, strategic bombing, encirclement maneuvers. The war isn't just background, it's the entire focus. If you enjoy military fiction, this delivers. The world building is excellent. The Empire, basically Imperial Germany, the Allied Kingdom, UK, the Russi Federation, Soviet Russia, the Unified States, USA. Each nation has distinct politics, military doctrine, and cultural identity. The animation from Studio Nut is top tier. Aerial combat scenes are fluid and dynamic. Explosions have weight. Character expressions, especially Tanya's unhinged faces during battle, are incredibly expressive. The music absolutely slaps. Jingo Jungle by Myth and Royd is one of the most iconic isekai openings ever. The ending theme, Loss, 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 sung by Aoi Yuki in character as Tanya, is equally memorable. The soundtrack during battle scenes is bombastic and fitting. Now let's address what doesn't work as well, because Tanya has legitimate issues. The supporting cast is weak. Tanya completely dominates every scene she's in. Her subordinates in the 203rd Aerial Mage Battalion exist primarily to react to her brilliance or follow orders. Victoria Serebriakov gets the most screen time as Tanya's adjutant, but she's barely developed. Only Mary Sue in the movie gets real character development as Tanya's foil. The Being X conflict lacks clarity. The philosophical battle between Tanya's atheism and Being X's demand for faith is the series' supposed core theme. But Being X barely appears after the first few episodes. The theological debate gets dropped for military operations, and when Being X does intervene, it feels arbitrary rather than meaningful. The entire premise, forcing faith through suffering, is never properly explored or resolved. The ending is abrupt and unsatisfying. Season 1 just stops. There's no resolution to the war, no climax to the Being X conflict, no character growth for Tanya. It's clearly incomplete, which frustrated fans who then waited 7 years for Season 2 news. Some find the premise too dark or uncomfortable. This is a series about a sociopath child soldier in a World War I-inspired meat grinder. People die horribly. Tanya shows no remorse. Some viewers find this refreshing, others find it exhausting or disturbing. The evil in the title is debatable. Multiple reviewers pointed out that Tanya isn't really evil, she's a bureaucrat following regulations. She's not crueler than war demands, doesn't torture for pleasure, and actually cares about her subordinates' tactical survival. Season 2 was announced in June 2021, then silence. For years. Fans waited, speculated, lost hope. Then in November 2025, it was officially confirmed. Season 2 is coming in 2026. The main cast is returning, with Aoi Yuki reprising Tanya. After 7 years, Tanya is finally returning to the battlefield. The light novels by Carlo continue well beyond where the anime and movie stopped, so there's plenty of source material. So, is the Saga of Tanya the evil worth your time? Watch if you love military strategy and war anime, want a morally gray protagonist who's genuinely intelligent, enjoy alternate history and detailed world building, appreciate dark humor and cynical perspectives, can handle brutal violence and lack of conventional heroism. Skip if you need likable protagonists to root for, want character development and emotional growth, dislike war-focused narratives, need satisfying endings and complete story arcs. Personally, this is one of the most refreshing isekai series I've watched. It takes a ridiculous premise, salaryman reincarnated as little girl in magical World War I, and plays it completely straight with excellent production quality and genuine military tactics. Tanya is fascinating precisely because she doesn't change, doesn't learn lessons, doesn't become a better person. She's a consistent character in an insane situation. The Saga of Tanya the Evil is proof that isekai can be more than power fantasies and wish fulfillment. It's dark, it's cynical, it's surprisingly funny, and it's unlike anything else in the isekai genre. What do you think? Is Tanya evil or just pragmatic? Are you excited for Season 2? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more unique anime reviews, hit that subscribe button. This has been Anime Analyzer, reminding you that sometimes the devil is a 10-year-old girl with perfect aim and zero empathy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.